Hey guys, it's Jake. Let's talk about different ways you can make your clothing stand out in the market and invoke wow in your customers. Washes. Okay, I know washes are super unique, but I gotta mention them because there's so many options. Mineral wash. They look mottled, cloudy, vintage appearance with subtle color variation. The process is the garment is washed with mineral-based chemicals, or potassium permanganate, or bleach alternatives, and softeners, sometimes done in combination with stones for texture. It's sbest for cotton blends, jersey knits, and heavyweight tees. The effect it creates is a grunge or worn-out vibe without being too harsh. Acid washes. They look high contrast, splotchy faded pattern, often black garments with bleachy white blotches. The process is the garments are tumbled with pumice stones soaked in bleach solution traditionally, then neutralized and rinsed. Modern versions use chemical sprays or enzyme washes. It's best for denim, heavy cotton, and darker fabrics. The effect looks bold, dramatic fading, very 80s, kind of 90s punk or grunge aesthetic. Stone wash. It looks faded, broken in appearance with natural bright spots and dark spots. The process is garments are tumbled with rough pumice stones in large industrial washers. The friction wears down the fabric and fades dye. This is best for denim, canvas, and twill fabrics. The effect it creates is soft and vintage, slightly distressed finish, classic for jeans and heavyweight cotton items. Sand wash. It looks soft, matte finish with subtle color fading, and the sheen is removed. The process is the raw fabric before it's even sewn together are washed with fine sand or microparticles, sometimes using air blasting or abrasive rollers. This is best for silks, rayons, viscous material, and lighter fabrics. The effect makes the fabric feel suede-like or kind of peachy, more common in luxury or drapey garments than in streetwear or denim. PP spray, also called potassium permanganate, also called the sun fading. This looks faded, like a sun-bleached look, often along seams, shoulders, or chest. The process PP is potassium permanganate spray. It's sprayed in target areas on the garment to create localized fading, then it is neutralized in the wash. This is best for denim, sweatshirts, pigment-dyed garments, but you see this on all kinds of stuff. The effects mimic natural sun fading, often used in vintage style collections. It can give a washed out surfer or sunwear vibe. Okay, now we have adornments. These are physical add-ons or accessories that are attached to a garment for aesthetic or functional flair. Buttons. Buttons for jackets, pants, and so on don't have to be boring metal circles. Buttons can snap together, or even those rivets on denim pants. These could be buttons that snap together, or even those rivets on denim pant pockets. You'll have to spend more time designing them and paying more to sample and bulk them out, but definitely add more value when used. Look at this mock-up of these pants. Now look at these pants that are the exact same, but include custom rivets and custom buttons. Custom hardware can really go a long way. Here are some mock-up examples using some custom-made buttons. You can pause to check them out. Zippers. Just like custom buttons, custom zippers work the same way. Zippers also add that extra bit of branding and uniqueness and world building. Use in tandem with buttons for a truly you-looking piece. Get creative with it. Here are some mock-up examples using some custom-made zippers. You can pause to check these out. Tags is a bit of a general term. I mean any type of tag or label or things like these examples. Labels on the back of denim pants, a neck tag, a sleeve tag, pocket tags, information labels, anything that's made of a woven material or leather or plastic or so on. A good example of a unique tag is add or error. Try different materials, try different placements, try layering the tags, staggering them. These kinds of details pack a punch and really get people to stop and inspect them. Here are some mock-up examples using some custom-made tags. You can pause to check these out. Mesh is used on adventure-y, outdoor, athletic types of jackets and coats. It's used for breathability, texture, and you can even make all mesh pieces like some of these examples. Studs and bolts. This is similar to buttons. Different pieces of hardware can be placed in a number of ways to achieve something nice. Could be studs on a double knee pair of work pants, or like this sweater with studs, bolts, little things all over the chest. You can place studs or bolts anywhere for any reason as long as it makes sense. Rhinestones. People love rhinestones in all kinds of ways. You could spell something with them or line a hood or sleeves with them. Rhinestones aren't going anywhere anytime soon. They're super versatile and pretty fun to work with. And an honorable mention, one of my favorite weirder pieces of hardware is the pierced collar from Balenciaga. These are rings, piercings, and even that top of a lighter pierced through the collar of the shirt. Pretty creative, pretty cool. There's other types of adornments out there that I didn't mention, but with the previous examples, you can get an idea of some new cool ways to spice up your garments. Also, the mock-ups being used in this video are from my Seaggs Ultimate Mock-up Pack. You'd get 2,100 mock-ups. I got tutorials on my YouTube page, tons of examples on my Instagram. If you want crispy pre-made clothing templates, check out my mock-ups. And if you're not the best at designing and want a crash course on how to design clothes like me, or just design better in general, check out my new mock-up design class. You get 2 hours of me showing you everything everything I use to design all my clothes, and 1 hour of Q&A where you can ask me literally anything about your business or the clothing industry as a whole. You can even share your screen and I can help you design whatever you're working on right then and there. If that's not for you, then you can hire me and my team to make all the mockups for you and you can handle the business side of things. Just showing off my stuff for a second if you want an instant collection of clothing templates at the click of a button. Back to the video. Deconstruction. Moving on to deconstruction, it's the intentional design choice to make a garment look subjectively unfinished. Here are some examples. Contrast stitching. Adding some stitches in contrasting color can look pretty cool. You can use the contrast stitching on your regular running stitches or be even more eye-catching with an overlock stitch. Use it on hoodies, pants, shirts, anything. This is a very popular style for many types of brands. You can almost never go wrong by including one or a few of these types of garments throughout your brand's life. Inside out stitching. An example is this inside out looking shirt by Purple brand, most noticeably in the shoulder seams. This can add a little extra detail to make your garment look a bit more different. Rips and holes. This is classic distressing that isn't really going anywhere anytime soon. People like when the garments look a bit worn, a bit battered. Holes in the clothing, rips and tears on wrist cuffs and collars, ripped jeans, ripped shirt, ripped hoodie. You can rip anything. Other distressings. Similar to rips and holes, you can also apply sanding, bleaching, fraying, or tearing to simulate age or wear on your garment. Really anything that makes it look like your garment is 15 years old with all the battle scars one gets in that time. You've gotten in fights, fallen on asphalt, gotten mud splashed on you, and your garment carries all that trauma with it. Deconstructed garments take inspiration from brands like Maison Margiela, Helmut Lang, Virgil Abloh, and Balenciaga. Deconstruction creates emotional tension. It looks unfinished, but it's meant to look unfinished, as if we're looking through the lens of what the designer wanted us to see and we can understand what their thought process was. Tags. I'm going to go deeper into tags on your garment. Instead of tags being treated as identifiers and information about the brand or garment, you can use them in the actual clothing design itself. Inside garment. Standard placement, back, neck, side seam, but you can exaggerate the size, make minute placement changes, or attach the tag to the garment in unconventional ways. Outside the garment. You can expose the tags. The same tags you plan to use in the garment are now outside the garment, or you can create brand new tags exclusively for the outside of the garment. Unexpected placements. You can place the tag on sleeve cuffs, pant hems, chest seams, near bottom hem, on hoodie pocket, breast pocket, any different location to add that little bit extra uniqueness to your clothing. Unusual shapes and materials. You can make tags made from less common materials. Imagine some black text on a clear tag. That could look pretty sick. Tyvek, which is also like a plastic that looks like paper. Imagine a cost price tag or info tag made of this material and sewn or hanging to a garment. Kind of cool too. Silicone, which is a gel rubber type of material. This can be an inside tag, a piece of text. Pretty versatile material. Leather, pleather, fake leather, place these on the back of denim pants or denim jacket. Even non-denim things, leather can provide an extra addition of texture, contrast, and information. Let's look more at Outer Era's catalog of adornments and additions. You can see all these kinds of adornments and tags are placed in really unique and uncommon ways. Things are uneven, intentionally messy, stitches don't line up where they should, tags are in places where they usually shouldn't be, weird hardware choices, tons of layering, so many cool and interesting techniques that you can copy. Placements. You can also lean into non-traditional positioning of design elements to catch attention and differentiate your garment a bit more. You can make a basic classic denim jacket, but if you move the pockets into a weird off location, like maybe tilt them, or stagger them, or overlap them, or make a hoodie but rip the waistband trim a bit and add a second one on top of it. Pockets, off-center, on the back of legs, cuffs, double up can be creative. Here's some mock-ups for these examples. Ribbing, you can manipulate ribbing where it naturally shouldn't be, like in the intro of this section, or you can add ribbing to places where ribbing isn't usually present, like vertically alongside a zipper on a zip hoodie, or use ribbing around a hood opening, or ribbing along the hoodie pockets, stuff like that. Graphics can really be placed anywhere. Most popular spots are the middle chest, left breast, center back, the basic places, but you can really do whatever you want with them. You can place your logo on the bottom left of your chest, place graphic on the back knee of pants, place a screen print logo along the shirt collar and allow graphics to crack over time with the ribbing on the shirt collar. Tags and hardware can also be skewed. If we look back at the Outer Era showcase, that's a good explanation for this section. I also want to quickly mention I started a brand new school with Jack from Pythia. We have tons of classrooms explaining the basics of design, marketing, LLCs and taxes, cut and sew, manufacturing, tech packing, email blasting, running ads, and so much more. The game changer with this school community is that when you socialize and talk and share feedback and support, you level up and unlock all these classes. When you engage and like other people's posts and content, and vice versa to you, you get points to level up and unlock all the knowledge and experience we bring to this community. My favorite classroom is the weekly recordings here, because this is the absolute best part of our school community. Every week, Jack and I will be hosting a 90-minute Q&A Zoom call to every member. You get 90 minutes to ask us anything. Ask us about starting a brand, how to fulfill orders, how to get a business license, how to market. Show us what you're making and we can review it or give feedback. Anything you want for 90 minutes. And membership is only $32 a month for the first 50 people, then the price will increase. And that's like 2 to 3 Starbucks coffees per month. If this is something you're interested in, check out the school link in the description below. Back to the video. Your main goal is to surprise the viewer and invoke a second glance. Add some spice to commonly used elements and let your creativity shine through your clothing by doing unusual things. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Check out my design mockups, check out my new classes, and check out my design services. See ya.